everybody. My name is Augustin Bord. I am Vice President in Capgemini Invent, dedicated to public service sector. My expertise is state modernization focused on digital transformation. And it is a pleasure for me today to share the fantastic ANAH story with the CEO of ANAH, Valérie Moncret-Taylor. And I thank you to be there to explain you this fantastic story.
Thank you, Augustin. Hello, everyone. I am Valérie Moncret-Taylor, the CEO of a French agency, national agency, which is called ANAH. And I am very happy to be with Augustin today and to be with you to tell you this great story, as Augustin mentioned it. The agency that I represent is an operator which is in charge of distribution of state grants in order for people to be able to renovate their houses. And it's a very important sector of economy in our country. The agency I do represent, ANAH, has been created in 1971, so it's not a very young agency, and we've been changing completely our goals and the way we process and we proceed within the last couple years in order to be able to respond in a better way to climate issue, but also to economical issue and of course to environmental issues. The agency is placed under the supervision of four ministers. Another way of telling you that it's a very important and very serious business and public policy. The four ministers that are in charge are the ministers of housing, of environmental transition, of economy and recovery, and of public accounts. The great story that we're going to tell you is started a couple years ago, but precisely in 2019, the agency was distributing about 70,000, 75,000 grants per year. And we've been asked by the government to increase our objectives in order to help more families to renovate their houses. Few key figures are important to understand what it represents in our country. 37 million housing are concerned by this public policy, and they represent 17% of greenhouse gas emission. So the public policy of renovating them and to make them more sustainable in terms of climate changes is a major goal and a major issue for our government. So in order to do that, the French government has decided in 2019 to open a new grant and has asked the agency I do represent to create this new grant. This new grant is called Ma Prime Rénov'. And what is interesting is the baseline of this grant, which says greater for my home, greater for the planet. And it tells everything about what we've been trying to achieve and what actually we've been able to do. As you can see, I was telling you that before 2019, we were helping about 70,000 families per year. And you can see that in 2020, we've been able, through this grant, to help 150,000 houses to be renovated. And in 2021, to reach the goals of 650,000 renovated houses. How did that happen? Simply, I would say, but it was not so simple, by creating a new website, by creating a new platform, and to make it simple and fair also for a major number of families to be able to reach to this website, to be ordered to ask for this grant, and of course for the administration that I do represent to be able to study those demands and to be able to answer to those families within 15 days in order for the families and for the people to know exactly how far the government was able to help them in order to support the price of the renovation. So we did things within a very short period of time, and Augustin is going to tell you how much we've been proceeding.
Thank you, Valerie. So we had a very challenging and ambitious roadmap with a very high level of political pressure starting in 2019 with an acceleration in 2020 with the French recovery plan. First semester of 2019 was a framing phase to define the target operating model and the IT strategy. Second semester in 2019 was an intensive build phase to launch the first front office website and the go live in January 2020. 2020 was also a key year with the back office go live in April, but also a speed up year with the French recovery plan, for which we need to really build a robust platform able to process more than 150,000 files due to the success of MaPrimeRénov'. 2021 was the year of the full deployment of MaPrimeRénov' for the different key public addressed by ANAH. It was also the year of implementation of a SAFE methodology we jointly roll out with business and IT team to accelerate the new development of MaPrimeRénov'. And now a few words about two major challenges.
Yes, we've been able to do all that process, and it was very important. And what was extremely important is that we decided to go through knowing how much the families, the people that have been asking for this grant, were satisfied by the service that they receive through that platform, and of course through the administration that I do represent. We measure that 89% of those people were satisfied with what happened in the entire process of asking for this grant, receiving this grant, and of course realizing this renovation of their houses. So it was a very important measure that we were very happy to share, of course, with the French government, but also to share with the teams, and of course to share with all of you today. We have, of course, an issue around this measurement is to go even further and to make sure that it's, at least if it doesn't go further, we can maintain this percentage of satisfaction. And as Augustin described you, we've been developing this platform in conditions that we couldn't imagine in 2019 when we've been starting the development, first of all, the conception and then the development of this platform, because in 2020 we've all been through this sanitary crisis that we could not imagine before. And of course, it changed completely our way of life and our way of working. So Capgemini know, the agency know, Pega know that we have to improve the stability of this platform, and it's a major issue. And we have to do more development to make this platform more accessible by everyone, and for those families to be able to get into a process of renovating the house in a very simple and a very fair way of doing it. So the two major goals for the next month and years is really to improve and to stabilize the platform, and of course to assure that all the public that are getting through this process are still satisfied.
Thank you, Valerie. One of the key success factors of this very demanding and ambitious project was clearly the quality of the partnership, of the true partnership between Capgemini, Pega, and of course, ANAH. We mobilize a very high level of expertise and engage people to succeed this challenging transformation. We mobilize on Capgemini Invent consulting support focused on digital transformation and full governance of this very large project. We also mobilize Frog, part of Capgemini, on user experience like brand, customer strategy, and product ownership. Technical Capgemini teams were focused on architecture and front and back office development, and of course Pega for its expertise in terms of IT strategy and expertise on this very challenging platform. So ANA and IT teams were also a lot mobilized all along during this project. So this project was a success also with key people.
That's what this slide presents. It's the dream team of the ANA, of the agency. Few people, not everyone, that because we were very numerous to work on this project. It was very important that people could work with lots of confidence within the agency, but also to work with lots of confidence with Capgemini and to work with lots of confidence with Pega. And I guess that's what we've been doing for the last 2 years and a half. And I'm completely convinced that the success of what we've been doing is basically based on this confidence and on the expertise that Augustin was describing just before.
One thing also key was the mobilization in Pega and in Capgemini of the top management to secure all the priority of this so important project for the French government. And I want to thank you also today, all the team, Capgemini, Pega, and of course ANAH, engaged in this very demanding project because they did a lot and we were on time on this very ambitious roadmap of MaPrimeRénov'. So we can be proud all together of all the work done, and it was a real pleasure to work with ANAH and Pega from my point of view. A last thing you have to have in mind about this incredible, fantastic ANAH story is the level of communication and the media impact we had all along the 2 years of the project. As we said and Valérie said, this project was sponsored at the top level of the French government, and we had in the media a lot of communication of key ministers during all the project: Prime Minister, Economy and Finance Minister, and of course, Housing Minister. It was a key part also of the project to have that all along during the 2 years. And maybe Valérie, if you want to conclude this presentation.
Well, I will conclude by the words that are written on this slide: to be continued. We have still lots of work to be done to improve what we've been doing, and to, of course, make this public policy even better every year, and to be able to offer those grants to most of the people that want to renovate their houses. So I hope the confidence that we've been able to establish for the last 2 years and a half will continue in the next month and years in order to achieve everything that we have to do. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for being with us in this great adventure.
Thanks a lot.